Appreciate you joining in the 2 pennies, the 2 cents, my podcast. I'm Nino. Please, people, click that subscription button. Continue to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all my followers, my listeners, and my fans. I appreciate the negative comments as much as I appreciate the positive comments. I just appreciate your overall input, your overall, attention to me as I'm trying to give attention to you. Thank you, people, for keeping with the monumental pouring in of topics, things that you want me to discuss. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, finally, September 28th, September 29th, 2024, May 5th, May 6th, 2025. It almost been 8 months. What I'm getting to, people, the P-diddy trial is finna finally awake and get going. Sean P-diddy Combs has been incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York for almost 8 months. Again, Sean P-diddy Combs has been incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York for almost 8 months, awaiting his trial for sex trafficking, racketeering, coercion, and many more assortment of crimes and unlawful acts that they're waiting to get the great mogul, the bad boy mogul, and possibly see will he spend the rest of his time in jail, or is this just a lot of hoopla and is this just a lot of bull crap that P. Diddy is coming up against them charges. But again, finally it's here. Picking jurors in which the selection tallied a total of 600 jurors in attention. They got 600 people from all walks of life, picks all different nationalities and origins. Latinos, African Americans, Caucasians, Philippines, all different nationalities again and origins to come in and possibly be a jury for the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial that's finna start. You assembling 600 people and you're trying to get down to 12. So you see that's a big task ahead of them. In attendance, but day one seen that they was interviewing 150 to 200 potential jurors to go through interviews, the interview process. They were asked and drilled very extensive questions of all verifications. Even some of them was asked, have they been essayed? Some of them have been asked, have they been, bullied? They want to see really the mentality, the mental frame of a lot of these jurors, because this is a high-profile, serious trial. I mean, this trial is similar to OJ, I'm not going to say R. Kelly. Well, R. Kelly was pretty big too, but this trial may be a little bit even bigger that's coming up than R. Kelly. So they would ask all kind of questions, The process was exercised 6 to 7 hours. And it was ongoing. It was very ongoing. It was thoroughly done. 6 to 7 hours. It was some exclusions already for some of the jurors. One potential juror had a P. Diddy shirt on that said "Free P. Diddy." So of course, he was excluded. Then you had another interviewer that had a wife that was on one of P-diddy prior trials. I think back in the day, I believe that was the trial when it was at that college. And remember, somebody got stampeded on and eventually got unalived. But anyway, that juror was a man, his wife was on that trial. And the man stated that and also said that his wife has a very disliking and not fond of P-diddy. So I'm pretty much sure he was excluded. That's crazy. P-diddy prosecutors were very thrown for a loop. You know why? Because one of the star witnesses, and I'm not talking about Cassie, I'm going to get to Cassie, one Miss Cassandra Ventura, but a star witness, people, all of a sudden now has caught cold feet. She has reneged, and she apparently will not testify against P-diddy. She was out of state. They have tried to call her. They have tried to contact her, email. They have tried to reach out to her. She is not responding. She is not answering no call. She has now frogged up. So, are we seeing that maybe either she had second thoughts, maybe what she's saying is not factual, but she also did indicate that she was SA'd and sexually assaulted by somebody, but okay, now you're saying it's not P-diddy, or was she paid off? Maybe P-diddy has influenced more than we think he has. I mean, he's locked up, but you got to remember, Sean Puffy Combs was a powerful, very powerful man. And a lot of powerful men, even though they are incarcerated, still can use their influence in the free world. They have people still doing things for them. Because all of a sudden, this woman just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not coming. You can put me in witness protection. You can do all of that. But I'm not with it. No, I'm not with it. I plead the fifth. I'm out of here. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to come around me. You can try to subpoena me. I think if you subpoena her, she's still not going to show up. You know, that's a big deal. You know, she's not answering no phone calls, no emails. The authorities can't get close to her. They can't make contact with her. That woman, again, either wasn't straight with what she was coming with, was telling lies, giving deception, or whoever essayed her wasn't actually P-diddy, or covering it up, or she was paid off. And I wouldn't be surprised if she was paid off. Because again, I'm going to say it again, Sean Puffy Combs is a big time mogul. I mean, he had pull, he had power, and he surely had influence. Now, the FBI still have their number one witness. And of course, you know who this is. One Cassandra Cassie Ventura. I think, people, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one Cassandra Cassie Ventura. But again, don't get misled. The misconception is, I know everybody's seen the video in that hotel corridor by CNN, but that's not what Diddy is on trial for. Diddy is on trial for sex trafficking, the baby oil capers, you know, putting tranquilizers in people's drinks, making them hallucinating, you know, allegedly RAPE in them. That's what he's on trial for. But everybody seen the Cassie video, and now they see now, or they take in their head, or they have came to the conclusion that P-diddy is somewhat a monster, and, you know, I don't know, allegedly. about the sex trafficking and everything. Of course, this is why he gonna have his day in court. But remember, P-diddy and Cassandra Ventura big thing was how he beat, stomped, and dragged her in that hotel corridor. So, and he's not on trial for that. But remember, people, the interesting thing about that was when Cassie came with her lawsuit, her out-of-court lawsuit against Sean Puffy Combs, he settled quickly, $30 million. Now, people said, they have been said, lawyers or attorneys or legal people have came and said it doesn't mean nothing when a high-powered or a rich, wealthy celebrity or man settle quick. I beg to differ because I know one thing, and I'm going to keep it a buck with you. If I didn't do nothing, I'm not finna give a woman one thin dime. Do you hear me? So why did he settle and give her the $30 million? And of course, he gave it to her real fast. Remember, she got it almost 24 hours after she filed the out-of-court lawsuit. Then that opened up a can of worms. That opened up the bridge, or that opened up the levees for everybody. Here come everybody after woodworks now with lawsuits against Diddy. You know, it only takes one person to have some courage, to have some cojones, or to have some balls, or have some gonads to do, and then people will follow in line. And when Cassie did that, now everybody was coming at P. Diddy, and they was coming at P. Diddy's throat. Now, again, we know, obviously, the Cassie is confirmation and it's facts. But the other is allegedly. It's still people through this trial. I have to wonder who will be P. Diddy cohorts, because Sean Puffy Combs didn't do all this by himself. He had a lot of celebrity friends, and I believe still a lot of these friends that's undisclosed, we don't know yet, got to be sitting, gritting their teeth, sitting real stiff, because you don't know. Because I believe now, if you were just even there knowing, but then actually getting involved, it's kind of like accessory. And say if Sean Combs or P. Diddy or Puff gets, he's found guilty and he has to do time, you just as worse as he is, because you was right there, you seen it going on, and you didn't do nothing about it. So it's going to be real interesting. P. Diddy, beginning day in court, you can tell it had took a toll on him. He wasn't swole P. Diddy before all the troubles and the turmoils had surfaced around him. He looked at ghostly. He looked at thin. His facial was thin, and his body looked at thin. But, of course, he's not eating them A1 cuisine meals no more. I mean, he's eating very much kind of like roughish when you're incarcerated. And so, again, his life has turned a drastic change. P. Diddy probably was eating some of the best meals, getting served some of the best foods. He had chefs, people like that. Also, his hair had turned real gray, yet with a little bit of salt and pepper in it. His beard was gray, and his hair was gray. But that's only to be common. P. Diddy's what, 55, 56 years old. I mean, even if he was in the real world, his hair was going to turn gray. But also, Sean P. Diddy Combs or Puff looked at kind of real nervous. You think? The man is fighting for his life. He's fighting for his freedom. Because think about it, people. Sean Combs is 55, 56 years old. Okay, if they just give him 35 years or 25 years, say 35 years. He'll be 90 years old when he get out. If he make it to 90 years old. And I'm not saying nothing gonna happen to him if he get convicted and he's guilty and he have to do his time. But a lot of time, this time will take its toll, and we as African American men, very seldomly, we live to be 90 years old. I mean, some of us do, but but I'm just saying, it's hard to live to be 90 years old, so he will be 90 years old. People talking about possibly attorneys, if he get convicted, it will be decades and decades and decades of time he's going to have to serve. But you give P-Diddy 20 years right now, he'll be 75 years old. You give him 3 years, you give him 3 decades, that's 30 years, he'll be 85 years old. So when you at this age where he is at now, 10, 20, whatever, man, that's a long time. And the scrutiny that he's going through is just enough. So we will see. But also, P. Diddy was very involved and focused on the jury selection. He had paperwork. Like, he was checking the background of all the potential jurors that they was going to try to select. Again, I don't blame him, because these jurors, the ballot of his freedom, the ballot of his life is in the hands of these jurors. So he needs to know every little nook and cranny about these people, or the possibility who they're going to pick. I mean, man, it's crazy. And another startling thing that was shown is, for right now, no family member. Not his mom, not Justin, not his other son, not the twin girls, or nothing. No friends right now were seen in the beginning of his trial. But it's still early. And, I think sooner or later, you'll see them eventually in attendance. You will see them eventually in attendance. But right now, everything is premature. They're trying to get the jurors who they're going to pick. And remember, they have a large amount to whittle down the selection. So we will see, finally, the P. Diddy trial. 2 pennies, 2 cents,